Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today's video is talking about Warlock and the upcoming raid, 12.1 Venomous Abyss, I guess 8 boss raid. That's that. We're going to be looking at, talking about all the bosses today, barring the last boss, more or less. And we're going to talk about what specs are probably going to be played in that fight, where Warlock is sitting currently, what I expect to probably be the case, yeah, in the upcoming raid. Let's get into it. The first boss we're going to encounter is Nekzali, the Soul Coiler, and this boss has changed a lot from heroic testing to mythic testing. There's a Kel'Thuzad, like phylactery kind of phase where a portion of the raid goes in the middle of the room and fights a boss. It feels like it's one of the more complicated first bosses of raid we've probably ever seen. It's a cool boss, I think. The gist of it, there's a lot of stat cleave in this fight. The boss will spawn ads in certain parts of the room. The boss is dragged over there and you sort of cleave the ads while the boss is in the middle of them, getting give cleave, prio stack damage, all that. In the intermission, the boss will spawn 2 large ads inside the room as well, which have to be killed. This feels to me like a fight where it's sort of a meat grinder. The boss can be dragged around a bunch. You need to kill the ads, kill the boss, basically kill the boss before it kills you. There's fire on the floor you gotta burn, basic mechanics and all that. It does feel like this fight is a good contender for one of the few Affliction fights this raid tier. Spoilers partially ahead. It does feel like post tier set nerfs and fixes that Affliction does not bring anywhere near the single target prio it brought with the old tier set, with it being full value UAs. But with the ads coming in and the boss being stacked, I think you can probably just play like seed spam here, like main target haunt, prio the boss down with seed cast, which applies 20% UAs, and just sort of cleave everything down. I think Demonology could be played here possibly as well, but the thing is like pets that run across the room a whole lot. You know, pets are dumb, their travel time's terrible. It feels a lot more like an AF boss, maybe a Destro boss. Destro is the highest aiming spec in the raid currently for single target, a lot of good cleave, but at the same time as Destro, you sort of only have like Cataclysm stat cleave. Rain of Fire, it can cleave, but you also just have like this weird, like, you know, ground placed effects, and the ads are running around trying to get to the middle of the room. It's possible. Depends on strats here. It's the first boss. Not gonna crazy challenging. I'm gonna lean towards Affliction here or seed spam and just sort of see where it goes. But I would give 1 to AF for Nekzali, the Soul Coiler. Entombed Sentinels is boss number 2 if you choose to go this route, and this is going to be a prime spread Destro cleave fight. There's not much else to this here. You're going to play Destro in this fight if you're playing the best spec. Affliction, Demo are playable, obviously, but not as good as Destruction. The targets are spread. Think Amalgamation Chamber, think Cauldron of Carnage. They're spread far enough where Mayhem will not cleave here. This is going to be a Havoc, improved Havoc, just basically permanent cleave fight for Destro locks. Shadow Priest, Boom, doing good here as well. And that's basically it. There's not much else to it. It's going to be a Hellcaller cleave fight. Diabolus, not even played a whole lot this tier for Destro at all. It's basically Hellcaller wherever you're playing Destro. The cool thing about this fight was that you could sort of stand almost like directly in the middle of the room and not get debuffs from both sides. It wasn't like you had to like dance a fine line. Where I'm at here, I'm only getting stacks from whatever stack, the green one giving stacks here, right? So I can stand in the middle and basically cleave them down. In the intermission, they run together here and basically like equalize their health. They take basically no damage here at all. So build resources, do the minute game. I got to find somebody with 2 green marks over their head. I'll find them eventually, I promise. That'll be that. But this is Destro through and through. Nothing else way to say here. Great Destro cleave fight, good Havoc cleave. Destro's one of the better specs this tier when it comes to like shoe target spread cleave. Havoc's good, Destro's good. This is going to be a Hellcaller Destro fight. Vashnik the Malignant is boss number 3, I guess, technically, depending on pathing in this raid. This is a weird boss. This is one of the few bosses where I feel like the damage profiles are all just sort of wonky, and honestly, any spec can be played here. I don't think it'll be a really challenging boss. It was grotesquely overtuned during testing on PTR for the initial Mythic testing. Tested it again, it felt better. It does feel like this could be another boss similar to Nekzali, the first boss, where you just play AF, you spam seed with so on the ads that spawn in, but the problem is the ads aren't present anywhere near as much as they are when it comes to like Nekzali and things. It could just be a Demo fight where you just chase the boss around and Demo cleaves the ads passively. You could play Destro here and just hit the boss and cleave these larger burning venom ads, because there's the orange ads, the purple ads, which are smaller, and the big like blood shielded ads at the third altar in the back of the room here. It really depends. A lot of movement on this fight. Destro sort of sucks at movement, but honestly, I don't think this is a great lock fight. It's a good caster fight. There's a staff, a good trinket, a tier piece, I think even a ring. This is a good fight for casters. So you're going to want to stack casters for this fight, likely if you're looking to gear them. As far as the spec, honestly, it's a toss up. I don't really think anybody has a great idea here because it's sort of a earlier boss, probably sort of free, and it's a weird mix of profiles and a lot of movement. I would probably lean like Destruction or Demonology here. It probably defaults to Destro just being the best single target spec, and you just don't have like great cleave for this stuff. You can Cata the ads when they spawn in, you can have it cleave some things. It probably leans Destro, but I could see Demo or Aff, depending on how things go. But you can see from right now, there's not a lot of like cleave on ads. This is not like a permanent seeds, spam, Seed Corruption, so the seeds fight, right? And if you're playing seed but so is Affliction, you have like no single target. So I'd probably lean more Destro here, Destro slash Demo, and just honestly see where it lands. Also, you can choose what 2 altars you empower every time, so it's gonna be like based on your guild strategy or whatever's best, but I would lean Destro or Demo here. But honestly, hopefully the boss is sort of free. You can play sort of, well, whatever you want. The Lost Explorers is boss number 4, I guess, technically, in the raid, and this boss is an interesting one. So I believe this is our heroic testing. It is. When it comes to Mythic, there was a change made in the dungeon journal to the wording of the shielding effect on the bosses. I forgot the actual context of it, but it was changed. The wording was changed to where it might be that you can't stack any of the 2 bosses. I think it's just a weird change of like the phrasing, and it still works the same way. We can stack 2, keep 1 out. But regardless, whether you stack 2, keep 1 out, or 3 and you're spread out here, which would be weird because, like, it seems like it's not really designed that way. This is very, very likely a Destro fight. Destro is the best in single target for Warlock specs currently, the best in cleave for Warlock currently, with the Demo nerfs coming in the dab list and the Aff bug fixes, Patient Zero being removed and all that. Seed spam is like still fine on certain encounters, but Destro is the best. Now, the question is, what do you want to play here, Mayhem or Havoc? I play both on PTR testing. If they ever fix the Mayhem bug with the jumping around and improve Havoc, you definitely just play Mayhem here. I mean, you very possibly likely play it either way. It felt like Mayhem and Havoc were both pretty close here overall, but this was a very strong Destro fight. Boomkin and Shadow Priest have been nerfed since this point. Destro's been buffed a little bit. Good Destro Hellcaller fight. Not much to really say here, honestly. If it changes to where you can't keep all 3 bosses stacked, I don't know the range on that. It'll be just get in there and see kind of thing. We're not testing anymore. It could shift to being a Havoc fight over Mayhem if they're spread too far, but I doubt that would be the case. I'm going to assume this is why it's a Hellcaller Destro Mayhem fight. Obviously improved Havoc, and just cleave things down with not really a whole lot else to it. Fun fight, but it does feel like it's not going to be tuned as high as it was during PTR, meaning it was bugged and we couldn't do more than 1 boss really with their abilities. But cool fight nonetheless. But hopefully you're a fan of Destro, because this is our 3rd or 4th Destro fight, maybe, of the tier. Sszorak is a unique boss. This is the only single target patchwork boss you're going to encounter this tier, and there is a lot of movement on this fight. This is our heroic testing. Mythic is just even more movement. So on Mythic, there needs to be a soak group. Basically, you trigger the soak and pop it. Everybody gets a debuff. You have to run around a bunch, dodge tornadoes, dodge the pools, do the soaks in the middle. There's a lot of movement on this fight. Now, it is a single target based encounter, so pretty much whatever's best in single target, you'll likely end up playing here, which currently, once again, is Destruction. Now, Destro is the least mobile of all 3 specs, I would say at this point, by a fair margin. Affliction and Demonology, I'm pretty sure, are pretty close when it comes to sims. In testing, it seems like it's about 10k in my own like in-game testing behind what Destruction is doing. There's a world I could see someone playing Affliction here if it ends up being like not that far behind, being fully optimized just for more movement, everything else, but like playing Malefic Grasp here, it feels terrible. You can play a non-Malefic Grasp build, but I mean, it's hard to say. At the same time, whenever the boss goes into his intermission and basically like bores into the ground, he takes, I think it's 100% increased damage. There's a damage from the boss, but what's happening, the raid is being pushed around the room, being knocked into these pools, which basically makes it so you can't stand still and plant. You're being pushed around, have to angle properly. If you get knocked at a weird angle, you can hit a different pool and pop it and kill the raid. There's a lot of movement happening too. So I'm pretty sure he plays best in single target here. Warlock wasn't great during any of our testing on this fight, it felt like, compared to other classes. But once again, we've been buffed a little bit. They've been nerfed a little bit. So we'll see where it lands. I'm going to bet Destruction here and you just deal with it. It could be Affliction. Demo ramp seems really annoying during the actual intermission as well. And we all know how bad it feels scuffing a ramp. So depending how that goes, I think we lean Destruction here, just playing Hellcaller. We have to basically do more max damage here, which you can see, get knocked at a weird angle, boom, there you go. So at this point, you're playing Hellcaller Destro, I'm pretty sure. You just gotta try to find a place to plant and do damage during this. Unless you're a DK, you can just death advance it and AFK hit the boss. Love DK, love DK. Hope you love Destro. Twin Fangs is boss 6 in the raid. So you can basically go first boss and choose a path to the left or right. And then when you kill all those bosses, it basically is like one boss, then a line of 2. If you go left, a line of 2 if you go right, and you converge basically back onto Sszorak, and then, sorry, onto this boss into Coiled Altar. Now, we played Affliction in this testing here. However, I don't think Affliction is the best spec in this fight anymore. Does anybody want to guess? Destruction, great, lovely. We left Destro for the 85th tier in a row. So Affliction was being played here when Patient Zero was still in the game, when you had max value UAs being applied by State of Corruption and all that. I don't think AF is like bad here. Affliction with Sow the Seeds does still cleave both worms when you're casting C via Sow there, like both bosses. You also can get good cleaving to adds in the back here. Turn around, just seed. You used to be able to seed them in Dark Harvest. With the changes to Patient Zero being removed damage-wise and Nocturnal Yield being removed for Affliction, you don't have enough cooldown reduction to get Dark Harvest for those ads to spawn in the back. So Affliction took a pretty big hit in this fight. Losing Patient Zero, the bug fixes the tier set, the nerf to the tier set, and Nocturnal Yield being removed. This is going to be a Destro fight, I'm pretty sure, just through and through. You play Mayhem cleaves both the ads here. I don't love Mayhem here because it can spawn randomly on these shielded ads over here, or sorry, on Mythic, there's like shielded ads spawn in, a bunch of them at the CC, and it can proc on those randomly, and it feels sort of bad. But I played Havoc during most of our testing on Mythic, and it felt fine. Both felt pretty close here, too. Either way, it's Destro. I don't think there's much else to it. There's a bug with Demonology currently where, like, if you implode with to hell and back on, like, 2 targets, your imps will cleave a crazy amount still, but I don't think it's enough to, like, push Demo here over Destro. This is a good Destro fight. Hope you like Destro. Guess what? The next boss, well, I'll let you take a guess. Alrighty, and we have the Coiled Altar. This is a cool fight, to be fair. Now, Phase 1 is patchwork based when it comes to Heroic and Mythic and all that. Phase 2, we'll get to it later on at some point. Basically, a ghost spawns in, you defeat Zul'Jin here, and you're cleaving the other boss and a ghost that spawns on Heroic. On Mythic, there are 2 ghosts and the boss as well. I think it's Hexlord Malacrast, something like that. So this fight goes from being patchwork to a good spread cleave fight. What is good at spread cleave? Wow, destruction again. Well, we love destruction. Great. So probably a Destro fight. Demonology, I mean, there's a lot of movement here. It's not like you're running between targets a whole lot until phase 2, but you can bring a lot of good cleave value to phase 2. And in phase 3, it goes phase 1, single target, phase 2, 2 target or 3 target cleave. Intermission before phase 3, you're cleaving basically Zul'Jin and the other boss, who's basically immune to damage. Zul'Jin has a damage increase, so you can Havoc the boss for more resources on Zul'Jin cleave. And then phase 3, you've got Zul'Jin and Malacrast active at the same time. Guess what? That is a Destro fight. This fight was fun for what it's worth. Demonology seems clunky in this fight. We played it here because it was just the best spec overall currently for us. Demo felt sort of weird. Affliction, unfortunately, Affliction's only good this raid tier if you're spamming Seed of Corruption with Sow the Seeds. Affliction is not good due to dots being good. Affliction is good because you can stack certain cleaves and cleave them with Seed of Corruption. It's not like you're playing AF, oh, dots are good, I'm cleaving the bosses down, doing big damage. You're playing it because of a meme, because you're spamming Seed. Affliction's undertuned, they don't want to buff UA, I don't know what to tell you. It is what it is. Yeah, so that's that. As far as the last boss is concerned, I haven't read over it a crazy amount. There's a lot of ag cleave, it seems like. I'm sort of like reserving judgment until we actually see it week 1. But, I mean, it could be any of the 3. Realistically, it depends on damage profiles and things. But out of all the bosses we've seen here, every single one, except the first boss, looks to be probably Destruction. Maybe Vashnik could be AF, but honestly, I really doubt it. There's not enough ads that often. Probably Demo or Destro there. And being real, like on the first boss, it's sort of free. You could just play Destruction, even like Diablo's Destro if you want. Patchwork the boss down, cleave ads down, go to the raid. We're looking at a pretty big Destro raid here, unfortunately. Or fortunately or unfortunately, if you like it or don't like it, right? I don't mind Destro a whole lot. I like variety in the raid. I like AF, I like Demo, I like a mix of Destro. But in the end, we were this close. I'm making a little minuscule, I don't know. We were this close to AF. We were this close, but unfortunately, we didn't get UA buffs, didn't get what we need, and here we are. So thank you for watching, guys. Wraps it up. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully help clarify more on how, I guess, Locke looks heading into Venomous Abyss. I do think that there's going to be more tuning coming in, probably the week of the raid coming out, probably towards the end of it. I don't think Locke single target's in like a phenomenal spot. Destro's the best. I think it's like, of all three specs, it's probably like solid single target. There are different classes that are better than us. Destro's like spread cleave is very good, which is solid. Demo and Ath, like we said, I mean, Ath's good in like spread cleave or stack cleave, and like there's a little bit of like UA prio / funnel with your tier set and things in general, but UA is buffed still, and I don't know what, it hasn't gotten buffed. Demo, I mean, single target seems about the same as Ath, a bit higher, a bit lower, depending on how you roll Apex RNG. It's good at stack cleave, but in the end, this Frey's like a lot of two target cleave or like spread cleave, some stack cleave. Those fights sort of early on. I guess see how the last boss is, but I think Locke's positioned decently. Yeah, we'll see where it goes. Thanks for watching. Got a lot of videos coming out next few weeks, guys, including the guides and all that. So I want to say thanks to all the supporters on Patreon, as well as all my supporters, y'all. Thank y'all so much. Without your support, I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing for you guys and all that. If you're looking to support on Patreon, should be a link up here, as well as down below in the description. And like I said, we have a lot of videos coming out over the next few weeks. I guess week, 2 weeks, whatever, for the raid. Guides for all three specs, some Sims videos, a bit of yapping about tier sets and all that kind of stuff too. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys again soon. Good night.